Okay. Let me just look at my script.
That's going in.
Yeah.
Hello, listeners. We've started a podcast called The Indie Room, where we welcome people to discuss their favorite indie-related things. We're intending to do this as like a series of maybe 5 or 6 episodes, and bring on an indie-related friend or a band or an artist or a content creator, and just chat to them pretty much. It's going to be hosted by me. My name's Lewis, and the members of the Rills.
Hello, I'm Mason Drew Cassar.
Hello, I'm Mitch Spencer.
And hello, I'm Callum Warner-Webb.
Wow, we all know everyone's names now.
Welcome to the Indie Room.
How is everyone doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Did my weekly shop today. I went and got some jelly deals from the fish counter. They were very nice.
I discovered lately we're like living the demo of life.
That was a great description.
Isn't it? It's like we're living the demo. It's like adult life light.
Oh, that is class.
We haven't bought the DLC for moving anywhere other than our home.
That's because they're doing updates outside. You watch when it kicks back off. It's going to be nuts. That's when the hoverboards are coming.
We've only got like a taste of bits of adult life now. We've got like paying bills and going for walks.
The fun bits, yeah.
Yeah, all the good
the
bits.
fun bits, yeah.
Yeah, but after this, right, I'm going to hate doing all of those things. I'm never going to
Yeah.
Tesco again.
We really attach ourselves to a topic. This is what it's like when we're on tours together. We're on like the bus to Manchester.
Yeah.
I remember one time Mitch and Mason were on the topic of, what was it, wheat snacks?
Oh,
Wheat.
Got to get yourself a wheat snack.
And you guys were just kept saying it. And I was really, I'm not the sort of person who gets like annoyed or cranky very much. I had heard wheat snacks enough.
Yeah, we were just spamming wheat snacks in the chat.
that is one thing that people don't really get to see, right? The sort of behind the scenes of being in an indie band, right? Is when you are touring and when you're not doing like a big tour, it's just a certain date somewhere, like, you know,
Yeah.
the last time we went to Bristol or whatever.
Yeah.
Or if it's like a Manchester or something, you know, it's a coach journey, right? And no matter what, you know that you haven't got anything else to do that next day. There's not like another show to play. You get absolutely leathered, right? And the coach,
Yeah.
the coach back when you are hungover is one of the most funniest places and states of mind you can be in. It is just
man.
insane.
That is the most accurate thing I've ever heard in my life.
Am I right in saying that sometimes the coach back, although it's painful, is sometimes more funny and enjoyable than the night out?
It's like when the Vikings were going home after a good win, and they were just, oh man, it's amazing.
A good win.
You can't beat the
good
feeling.
win. A good
Yeah.
win.
And we're really annoying on a bus. Like, I get really aware of how annoying we are when we're on a bus, like, to other people.
Yeah, man, I don't
Yeah.
care.
Oh god, yeah.
The last one was when we were on the way back from Bristol and we were all sat at the back of the bus.
Which I think is the best time we've had on the coach.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah, I
best
would
coach
agree.
I've ever been on.
But yeah, lads, I was going to say let's move on to something more specific, like a specific feature.
Like a feature.
Time for a feature.
Here's some questions to get an understanding of the Rills' perfect indie dance floor experience. So, the Rills, what tune pulls you into the indie room?
I'll tell you what does get me, is that Helicopter by Block Party.
Oh, Mason, that is
Yes.
such a shout.
That rips my head out of my skull when that comes on in an indie nightclub. man.
That says to me, leave all your friends on the R&B floor, come and grab a hooch from the bar and go nuts on the indie floor. On the indie floor.
Cal, do you remember
It's that riff.
Yeah, it's that riff,
It is.
man. It's that riff, and the drums come in as well. Cal, remember in Venue when we went on the indie floor and the geezer was packing away his decks, and we were like, "No, one more tune," and he was like, "All right, one more tune. What do you want to hear?" And I was like, "Helicopter by Block Party." I was like, "Yeah, I got that on the playlist."
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, that is so good.
Yes.
Do you know that sort of vision of an indie floor night out is built from that night, Mace. I think it was at Venue, and also Mitch, where is it? Is it in? It's not in Circle in Lincoln. I think it was something called Super Bowl.
Yeah, Super Bowl's in Lincoln.
Yeah, Super Bowl had. Super
I
Bowl
think it
was
had
a
a good
tiered
indie
one.
floor.
It was a tiered one. Yes. No, you are right. Yeah, because I was wondering if we were getting it mixed up with home, but no. Super Bowl was the one with the floors, right? And it had an indie floor on the bottom. And yes, we have had some very good nights in there. To be fair,
Doesn't it have a disco floor? It has like the floor is lit up like Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah, but that's the indie room there. But yeah, it's like
that's so good.
Yeah, it's like a proper dance floor, all lit from underneath.
That's always where you bump into people you know as well.
Yeah, from Lincoln.
A good set we've all seen together was that DJ after we played with King Nun, and it was just that solid indie playlist, but every tune was an absolute fiend.
Yes.
There was How Soon Is Now was in his playlist. I remember that coming on and everyone just vibing.
Yeah, that's a proper vibey tune, isn't it?
What's your cue to leave, then? If you've been there for so long, you've been listening to all these bangers.
My cue to leave is really easy. There is one like huge vibe killer for me, and it's Jamie T's Zombie. Just that tune. His other stuff's sound. Whenever I hear that one, I'm like,
that's when you put your drink down.
Yeah, to be fair, I'm probably Jamie T's biggest fan. And when I hear that tune come on, I want to go home.
I don't know what it is about that tune. It just doesn't do anything for me.
That's when you start to distance yourself from the indie world. You hear that song and you start seeing everyone else shouting to it. And you go, "Oh, I don't know if I'm really ready. I think I've passed my peak there."
When that comes on, right, they could have just played If You Got the Money and everything would have been fine. But they didn't.
What's like one song you're singing all the lyrics to then? Like, well, that one song that's like you're there in a circle with all your mates and you're all like gun fingers in the air and you're all just shouting at each other, grabbing each other's faces. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, mate, that is Dirty Old Town by the Pogues.
Yeah,
for me, that one is.
There's another part of this indie night, and it's when you go, it's when you're sort of you're not quite happy with the song selection, and you sort of crawl your way to the DJ booth, and you pull yourself up onto his little DJ, and he's never too happy, and he sort of tries to pretend to see you, and you go and you request one song. What song are you requesting?
Is this when you hand the DJ your CV?
I think this means it's got to be a song that's not quite. You can't rely on the DJ to play on his own, so you're not gonna ask for Mr. Brightside.
It's one of those more like rarer tunes that
sophisticated tracks.
Yeah, it's from like
He's showing off now. Yeah.
Oh well.
Have you heard this one? This track off the Arctic Monkeys concept album, the sixth one. Oh yeah.
It's a song that the DJ is going to go, "Oh, I didn't know I was playing to this quality of person."
When I hear Disorder by Joy Division being played at an indie disco, that is me uncontrollably like, I cannot leave. But it's also the tune that if it's not being played, that's the one that I would slip in, because a lot of Joy Division tunes, you know what I mean, we'll get Love Will Tear Us Apart, of course, and maybe at the end of the night you'll get Atmosphere as well, because winding it down.
Yeah.
But that one,
they do that.
That one's
that's when they're mopping the floor.
Yeah.
Feel it.
On the note of the last song, what would be the indie tearjerker at the end of the night?
Yeah, Atmosphere's a good one, Mitch, for this one.
That's the indie tearjerker, I reckon.
That's a great one, Atmosphere. Bloody hell, what a sad tune.
There's also There Is a Light That Never Goes Out by the Smiths, which is a big one.
Yeah,
I think people love to,
Rise of the Storm by the Doors.
That's also a great tune, but it's not really a tearjerker.
Yeah, that's definitely a graveyard shift though.
Great end of the night though.
Yeah, that's when they're putting all that. The DJs started packing up.
Yeah. That's because that tune's about 11 minutes, and he can just stick it on and be like, right, I can just pack everything away now.
He can be home before that finishes.
What's your guilty pleasure? What's a song that comes on an indie dance floor? Like this could literally be Britney, because on an indie dance floor it's basically a cheese floor.
Probably One Kiss by Dua Lipa. That's not even indie.
even before coming on this podcast, right, I looked at my Spotify and Dua Lipa came up and I went, I'm going to have to say something about Dua Lipa because I genuinely sometimes enjoy. I say sometimes, I can always enjoy Dua Lipa.
Yeah, man, One Kiss is an absolute banger.
I'd love to see a One Kiss / Lewis Capaldi remix. It'd just be the most like air horn banger I've ever seen, and I'd still enjoy it.
Air horn banger. That's so funny. Yeah. For me, it's like that. It's either or both, really. When they come on, which is very rare, but if they do come on, I just can't help it. Right? It's Keen, Crystal Ball.
Yeah,
right?
Keen's great.
When that tune comes on, or Changing. Oh man, I can't help it. They're just wicked tunes. And then what's it called? Speed of Sound by Coldplay. But when that comes on, I'm just like, yeah, I'm proper vibing.
I like that. You know the James tune, "Sit Down Next to Me." That one. Oh,
That's
yeah.
so good.
That's
You know what?
such a good
You're
one.
you're touching upon a dark side of the indie room here, and it's the songs that
Yeah.
aren't quite indie. It's like when they start playing My Chemical Romance. My guilty pleasure would be a My Chemical Romance song because that's speaking to the 12-year-old me.
Mate, My Chemical Romance are absolutely
Mm.
sick.
Yeah, I think there was actually a night with all of us there when we were in venue and My Chemical Romance came on, and they were mopping the floor, and we
Yeah.
were sliding about like we were ice skating.
Oh, I remember that actually. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, that's one of the weird things about an indie disco is that the actual like for some reason inside an indie disco, what it means to be indie is just like thrown out the window. I don't know, like you know what I mean? Like genre wise, it's so fluid.
I think that's why this concept is. I'm excited to try this feature on some guests.
One song you'd ban from ever being played in indie night ever again. Probably Mr. Brightside, just 'cause it's
I
fucking
think
overplayed.
that has to be everyone's answer. I think if anyone says any
Yeah.
other answer to this, they should be banned.
Agreed. It's Mr.
Controversial
Brightside.
one here, right?
Although,
Controversial take.
I've heard that enough for one lifetime.
yeah, I have.
I would say probably "Killing in the Name of" by Rage Against the Machine, right? Only because at my home,
Mitch.
at my resident home indie disco, which is the Pink Toothbrush in Essex, they used to play that maybe once an hour.
Oh
And
my
ever
God.
since then, I
Mitch,
can't listen to that tune again, so I don't want to hear it.
We've
ever.
got me and Mitch have a confession to make. Then
Yeah, we got a story about that song.
we requested this one at our sixth form prom.
Sixth form prom. Yeah, and we
obliterated it.
We absolutely cleared the dance floor as well. It's so
everyone
funny.
else sat down. That's how bad we made the vibe in the room.
Oh dear. But I love Rage Against the Machine, right? They're one of my favourites to play along to if I'm on the drums or something. But just that tune,
great for drums.
I cannot listen to it anymore.
No, I think it is overdone. It's the next Mr. Brightside.
Yeah,
Not quite as bright.
The alternative, Mr. Brightside.
Questions from the socials.
Okay, so now we have a Q&A. We asked people on Instagram, what do you want to ask the Rills for this little podcast? I'm going to look at some good questions here and give them a shout out as well. What's your favourite Star Wars movie from Tom Ellen?
Can I take this one?
Yeah, man, go for it. Take the lead.
Be my guest.
Am I okay to take this one?
Go for it.
Empire Strikes Back. There's no other right answer.
Yeah, you're right. There's no other right answer.
Fuck off.
There's no other right answer. I'm sorry, if you're really talking about it, it's Empire Strikes Back.
You smashed it there, Cal.
Do you want me to do it in order?
Why? Yeah, go on then.
I might get... Okay, this is my personal order. Empire Strikes Back. Star Wars. Return of the Jedi.
Smashed it.
Right.
And then we go into prequels, because obviously this is the order. Revenge of the Sith, Attack of the Clones, Phantom Menace.
What?
We won't talk about the Disney films.
Swap Attack of the Clones round now. That is
What? With
best.
What?
What?
That
No,
is
it's
the
not.
best. It's got Django Fett in it.
Oh no.
I don't know.
What do you mean so?
What do you mean so?
That's better than...
You've only done 6 of the films there.
Did you want me to include the Disney films?
I did, yeah.
Okay, Disney films. I would say Rise of the Skywalker,
Yeah.
Force Awakens, and then that other fucking thing done by Ryan Johnson.
What?
Oh.
What's the first one? Force Awakens.
Yeah,
That's the best one.
Yeah.
first
I
one's the
actually
best
do
one.
agree with you
Why
there.
Empire Strikes?
By far, the other two are absolute dross. Can't even watch them. They're so cutty.
Empire Strikes Back first, purely because it's just a finely tuned film. The story is brilliant. You get to see Luke fucking becoming more of a Jedi.
Oh, it's amazing.
Planets are great. You get to see more than just a desert planet.
Bespin looks amazing.
You get Bespin. Yeah, you get the whole shebang. And then I'd say Star Wars second, the first one, purely because it's the first one and it's brilliant. And then it's Return of the Jedi third because of the Ewoks.
Yeah, that film's kind of weak compared to the other two, but it's still good though.
Yeah.
It's still a great film.
It's still a great film. Like, I don't know how they took down the Empire with sticks.
Yeah,
that's stupid.
yeah, that's stupid.
Right, let's move away from Star Wars. What song/artist did you listen to as teens by @skinny_Brit?
I went through like 3 really key phases when I was in my teens, and it was like exclusively all I listened to. Right before I was a teenager, when I first kind of started getting into music or whatever, right? After the first like initial things that you liked, I was just obsessed with Arctic Monkeys, right? From like the age of 9 to about the age of 12, 13 or whatever. After that, it was Nirvana. I was just crazy obsessed with Nirvana. And then when I got to about, I don't know, like 17, 18, it was Joy Division. And they were the key sort of shifts. And obviously there was lots of music around them. Like while I was listening to, like after Arctic Monkeys, I got into all the other like the sort of rock renaissance of the early 2000s. But then we already heard that anyway. It's just more about like what the key things were at that time. And and it was just those 3 bands pretty much that were like really, I was super obsessed with.
Yeah, I went through a couple of stages as well, like Mitch, but I remember some key ones. There was, I think when I was in year 8 was when like ASAP Rocky and Tyler the Creator were getting huge. And that's when I started listening to nothing but them two. And then Joey Badass as well, that guy. Because he was like 9.
Joey Badass?
Yeah, he was like 19 at the time. And he released an album called 1999. And it was amazing. It's like this amazing like boom bap rap renaissance. But he's so sick. That album was amazing. I used to listen to that like all the time. And then I had my emo phase well late when I was like 17, 18. And I just got into like some proper heavy stuff, man. I was listening to, I can't even remember most of the bands, but a couple of my favourite heavy bands were a band called what are they called? Employed to Serve. They were really good. I saw them at what's the is it not the Forum, the Dome in Tufnell Park. I saw them there. One of the best gigs I've ever seen. They were unreal. Their old drummer was sick.
We must have caught you coming out of that then when we first met. I think you were on the last legs of that. Because you had your long hair.
Yeah, because I hung around with a group of dudes who like
Which
really.
might I add?
Oh, go on.
Oh, I loved your long hair, man.
I'm kind of bringing it back.
When I met you, I was like, yeah, this guy's cool.
My mum was really upset when you cut your hair. She was like, "Tell Mason I loved his long hair."
I'm kind of bringing it back now. But yeah, that segues into my next phase, which was just everything to do with Jack White. Anything he did, like Raconteurs,
nice,
Dead Weather, solo stuff, White Stripes, anything to do with that, I was all over. I know a lot of his discography now. And
we ended up seeing raconteurs, didn't we?
Yeah, but I was really drunk and I can't remember any of it, and I'm absolutely furious about it.
We were all
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, we were all absolutely battered. Like that was just too bad that day.
What
It's one
festival
of
was
those
that?
day festivals where you were like all points
Oh, yeah.
east, where you're like, yeah, I'm gonna make the most of it. Honestly, it was horrific. Like, we was so
I felt like we
drunk,
was
it
in a
was
war
insane.
zone.
I
How
can't
bad
remember
that
anything.
was.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing. I don't even remember seeing Strokes too much.
No, none of us do, because anybody who I spoke to around like after that is like, oh, they were like, oh yeah, did you watch the Strokes? And I was like, yeah, wasn't it great? There was like, all the sound was terrible. I was like, was it?
I remember we was at Yak, and I thought I broke my leg. I thought I broke my leg, and then 10 minutes later, I was up trying to find the raconteurs, and then I think it was either you, Callum, or I think it might have been you, and you was like, "Your leg's all right then." After we went to the medical tent, and I got given like an ankle support and everything. And he was like, "Your leg's all right then." And I went, "What do you mean?" I didn't have a clue what you was on about.
I sort of remember as well on that night, Mitch. I don't know. It was because it was a day thing. You were really okay at the start, and there's always like I always know what time it is by looking at how fucked up you are. And at Strokes, you really were like looking past people.
Battered.
Like I was looking into your eyes, and you were looking 1,000 miles behind me.
It was a bit, I was a bit, I was glassy at that point. Yeah. Like my eyes had glazed over.
The thing I'm
And we were all
gutted about,
sunburnt
right,
as well.
the only band I really wanted to see was the Raconteurs, and I remember nothing. Although Viagra Boys was amazing.
Yeah, they're so
And
good.
Yak were
They're
good
so
as
good.
well.
I still have them down as like they're one of the best bands I've ever seen, and probably that gig, seeing Viagra Boys in Studio 9294, I think it's called, in Hackney, in 2019. Best gig I've ever been to, hands down.
You've done a few lone gigs, haven't you, Mitch?
Oh yeah. To be fair, when that like second year of uni, I just went to shitloads on my own. I was doing loads. And to be fair, even into third year, just because I wanted to make the most of it, because like while I was living down in London, I got that Dice app, and I could just see like what gigs were on all week, and there were, in London it's big enough and populated enough for there to be a free gig every night. So I was just taking advantage of that, and obviously most of the time people are busy doing other stuff, but I'd just be like, all right.
I think that's good. I think you need to do that. I bet you feel doing a lone gig is, at first it's an odd, but I bet it's sometimes better than going with people.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, actually, it's really weird at first when you first do it, but it can be very liberating, because you don't like, you literally do whatever the hell you want. At that Viagra Boys gig, I remember thinking, I'm not going to be dancing, I'm not going to get in the mosh pit or anything, I'm here on my own, I feel like an idiot. 3 songs in, I had my top off. I was going nuts.
You don't really have a choice.
Side eye saying, who's he with?
Yeah. But no one cares. It's just all about the moment. And but then also, I suppose as well, going to a lot on my own allowed me to sort of like be very, very like open to the way certain bands perform and certain artists are on stage and how they interact with an audience. Yeah, you're not more critical, but you're way more aware, because you don't drink as much when you're on your own, quite frankly.
And you sort of enjoy yourself more because you want to enjoy yourself instead of being sort of wankered and jumping around.
Yeah, you have to enjoy yourself when you're on your own, otherwise you'll never do it again.
Okay, this is a good one. I like this one. Another question for you. If you could tell your past selves anything about what you do now, what would you tell them? And that is from @Meg4NMay.
Mine would be, you're going to be a Ludwig artist, and I would freak the fuck out as a kid.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that would absolutely ruin me if I got told that. It's always been such a huge dream, but yeah, that would be it.
What would you say, Mitch?
What would I say to my just a past
I suppose
self,
it could
like,
be a bit of advice or like a.
Oh yeah, I would definitely say to myself in the past, whenever you hear a song and you think it sounds like another song, so you stop writing it, you are losing so much time.
Yeah, stop
you
doing
are
that.
wasting, like, you are getting so much worse at songwriting. Well, you're not getting worse, but you're not getting better. It's not clever. It's like all you're doing is stopping yourself from writing more. That's the key thing I think I tell myself. And also, I would say stop being so like pretentious about styles. Like, just listen to anything that's good. Be inspired, and that's about it, really.
Thank you to everyone who's been listening to this first episode of Indie Room with the Rills. We really enjoyed making this. We're going to do it every 2 weeks. We're going to get loads of great guests on. So stay tuned, go follow our Instagram, and have a great day.